All right, let's get right into it. Large language models, or LLMs, they've just completely taken over, haven't they? I mean, they're changing everything: how we work, how we create, how we find information. The potential is absolutely staggering. But all that power, well, it comes with a whole new set of questions.
And when I say they've taken over, I'm not kidding. Models like ChatGPT got hundreds of millions of users almost overnight. This isn't some niche tech for developers anymore. It's gone global, faster than pretty much anything we've ever seen.
And that massive scale, well, that brings us right to the heart of this whole explainer. With so much data and so much power in the hands of so many people, how secure are these things really? What are the dangers lurking just beneath the surface that we need to be aware of? So that's what we're going to do. We're going to break down both the incredible power and the very real peril of these systems. The stakes here are just incredibly high. Getting security wrong with AI can lead to some massive problems. So let's start with the basics. What are we even trying to protect?
When we throw around the term LLM security, what does that actually mean? Well, think of it as the whole package. It's all the strategies, all the tech we use to shield these models from anyone who wants to mess with them. We're talking about everything from locking down their training data to making sure they can't be tricked or hijacked.
And believe me, the stakes could not be higher. A security failure here isn't just some small technical bug. It could mean catastrophic data breaches, criminals using the model for their own gain, the spread of unbelievably convincing misinformation, and of course, a whole world of legal and ethical trouble for any company involved.
The good news is we're not flying blind in this new world. There's this amazing nonprofit called the Open Web Application Security Project, or OASP for short. In the cybersecurity world, their top 10 lists are legendary. And luckily for us, they've made one specifically for LLMs. You can think of it as our official map to this brand new threat landscape.
So take a look at this. This is the whole list, the OWASP Top 10 for LLMs. It covers a huge range of dangers, right? You've got direct attacks like prompt injection and training data poisoning, all the way to more subtle human factor issues like over-reliance on the AI. This shows us that security isn't just about the code, it's about the entire system. Now, let's zoom in on a couple of the really critical ones. We don't have time to go through all 10, so we're going to pick two of the most insidious and, frankly, fascinating threats on this list. It'll give you a really clear idea of what we're up against. Let's start right at the top with number 1. All right, so the number 1 risk is called prompt injection. This is where an attacker gets really clever with the words they feed the AI. They craft a prompt, a command, that essentially tricks the LLM into ignoring its own safety rules. It's like hijacking the model from the inside, just by using language. Here's the best way to think about it. Imagine you have a genie, and this genie has one core rule: it cannot harm anyone. A prompt injection attack is like making a wish that is so cleverly worded, so full of loopholes, that the genie ends up causing harm anyway without technically breaking its primary rule. It's a pure manipulation of language to bypass security. Okay, now let's look at a totally different kind of threat: training data poisoning. This one is really sneaky. It doesn't attack the model when it's being used. It attacks the model before it's even fully built. An attacker secretly slips malicious or biased data into the massive dataset the AI learns from, corrupting its entire foundation. It is exactly like poisoning the well. If the source of the AI's knowledge, the water it drinks, is contaminated, then everything that comes from it is going to be tainted too. Every answer, every analysis, every line of code. It's a subtle attack, but it can be incredibly destructive. So we've looked at the dangers, and yeah, it can seem a little scary. But here's the good news. We are not helpless. There are very clear, very effective things we can do to defend against these threats. So let's pivot from the problems to the solutions. Let's open up the toolkit. Here you go, 5 absolutely essential security practices. And these aren't just vague suggestions. These are the foundational pillars you need to build on, from protecting data and controlling who gets in, all the way to having a plan for when things go wrong. Each one of these is a critical layer of defense. Let's look at that first one: encryption. You have to understand that data exists in 2 states. Encrypting data in transit is like sending a letter in a sealed, tamper-proof armored truck. Encrypting it at rest is like storing that letter in a locked vault once it gets to its destination. You need both. No question. Next up is access control, and it's all about one simple idea. People should only be able to access what they absolutely need to. Things like multi-factor authentication make it way harder for bad guys to get in, and role-based access control means even your own team can only see the data relevant to their job. While all 5 practices are important, these first 2, encryption and access control, they are the absolute bedrock of a secure system. So, what's the big takeaway here? All of these practices, they're not just items on a technical checklist. They are the fundamental building blocks for creating a future where we can actually trust our AI systems. A future where we know they're safe, reliable, and working for us, not against us.
And this quote right here, it just nails it. The real goal of all this security work isn't just about stopping attacks. It's about protecting the reliability and the credibility of the AI itself. Because without our trust, this entire technological revolution is at risk.
And that leaves us with one final and I think pretty critical question to think about. We are adopting this technology at a breathtaking speed. The challenge for every single one of us, whether you're a developer, a business leader, or just a user, is making sure our ability to secure it can keep up. Because that, right there, is the key to unlocking AI's incredible potential safely.